welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the story of how I got stranded in the mountains of Colorado on my dirt bike. So, once upon a time, me and my brothers, my dad, and my friend Tyler were all camping in Colorado in Lake City on the Alpine Loop, which is a trail that goes from Lake City into the mountains and back to Lake City, basically. I don't know how long exactly it is around, but it takes about 5 hours to go on a dirt bike, which is, on a dirt bike you can go a lot faster than like a car, so a car would take a lot longer than that. But anyways, I was like, bro, I gotta rip this thing on my dirt bike. So my dirt bike was a 1996 Honda XR100. So a very small bike, very small, like moped sized. And I brought it to Colorado, and I decided one night that it was a good idea right before dark. And I mean, there wasn't really a way for me to check weather because I didn't have service, but like there was also a storm coming. But I was like, I'm gonna go drive in the mountains real quick. Which days before I had done that, I had I drove my bike in the mountains before, my dirt bike, and everything was fine. But I just was in a rush, and I was like, dude, I want to go see the sights. Like, I'm gonna go drive the mountains. So I jump on my dirt bike. I didn't bring any tools, any rain jacket. I didn't even bring water to drink. I was dumb, okay? I was dumb. And all I brought was a lighter, my phone, and my clothes on my back. And I was like, I don't know, I brought the lighter for like, I was gonna be like, oh, if I need it, I can make a fire. Because I didn't know there was a storm coming. And I should have thought a lot more about what things to bring. But anyways, so I go off on the trail, and I'm driving down the trail in Colorado, and I get like up to the top of the trail, which is 13,000 feet. And I'm just looking at the view, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I was having fun. I go on the other side of the mountain, and I see a bunch of different side chutes off the trail. So I basically exit the trail and go on like these little, almost foot trails, I guess, I want to say. And I was seeing like cool mines and stuff, like old mines that have been abandoned. And just like pieces of metal that were just rusting away. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. I just kept going further and further off trail, and then I was like crossing rivers and stuff, but like I knew how to get back because I saw the mountains. I'm like, I just need to go towards the mountains. So I'm driving through this mud, and my chain falls off, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. So I put my chain back on, and I'm driving through the mud, and my chain falls off again. I'm like, bruh. Alright, so my chain keeps falling off, and there's this huge storm rolling in. I got 10 miles to go back to camp. Hope I can find someone that has tools and tightens the chain. So I finally get out of the mud by pushing, and I had to put my chain on probably 3 times to get out of the mud. I get onto the regular trail, and I'm like, well, I gotta go back. Like, a storm's coming in. It was starting to rain. It's starting to get a little dark. And so I'm like, well, I need to get a tool to tighten my chain because it keeps falling off. I'm looking around, and there's no other people, no other cars. There's one car, but it's like just rounding the bend, leaving out of sight. So I'm like, okay, that's not gonna help. I can't catch up to them. And I'm like, please God, send another car. So I keep putting the chain back on, and I'm driving up the mountain because I got to go over the mountain to get to the other side, which is where camp is. If I go this way, it's like 20 miles back to the city, back to town. If I go this way, it's like 15 miles back to camp. So I'm like, gotta go the shortest route. So I head towards camp, up this mountain. And since I'm going up, there's a lot more tension on the chain, and it keeps falling off. And I'm like, no. I started to get really scared, and I kept putting the chain on until it fell off, and I hear like ching ching ching. I look down, and the chain is on the trail, and I'm like, no, how could this happen? So I look around for the parts and I can't find the pieces that go together to put the chain back together. It flew off somewhere. So I'm like, okay, it's raining. There's a storm coming. It's getting really windy. It's really cold. All that's left is to start running or walking, because I'm going uphill in a mountain, which the air is thinner at 12,000 feet, 13,000 feet where I was. So I couldn't really run. So I had to start walking. I had to start walking up the mountain. It was like, I was so scared. There's actually a video. I can post a little bit of the video. Current situation. The chain got so loose on my dirt bike, it kept falling off and falling off. And there's nothing I can do about it because I didn't bring my tools, which is a me problem. I should have brought my tools. But since I didn't bring my tools, my chain got so loose that I beat up the chain until it broke the chain. I'm 13 miles away from camp, and I've got a mountain in between me and camp. Oh man, this sucks. And who's crazy enough to drive the Alpine Loop in a thunderstorm besides me? So who knows that I'm gonna get picked up. I mean, if anyone passes, obviously I'm gonna try to get a ride. But I got a long walk ahead of me. I'm not really scared for my life. I have fire supplies. I can hide in a cave or a mine, make a fire. I feel bad for my family. They're gonna start to be worried about me. Oh man. All I can do is keep on walking. Oh man. I hope I see you again. In the moment, I was like, bro, if anyone finds me and finds my phone, like, they can find this video and that'll be the last thing they see, which is like scary. I was actually scared. I was like, bro, I'm gonna die out here. And I was praying that God would send someone down the trail so I could ride back with them. So at this point, it's getting dark, it's pouring rain, it's freezing cold, and I'm on the flat spots, I'm running. On the uphill, I'm walking up this mountain. And it feels like forever until I get to the top of the mountain on foot. And I start going down the other side of the mountain, and I was scared, I'll be honest. I was very scared. And very cold, very wet. My hoodie was really thick, but it was drenched in water, so it was heavy. And all I was wearing for shoes were Converse. I know. Oh, and my phone died. Oh my goodness, my phone died. I like made the video and then my phone died. So, which it doesn't really matter. I didn't have service anyway. But I'm running down this mountain and I'm trying to be so careful because I'm like, bro, if I make a wrong step and break my ankle, like, I'm cooked. I'm out here. Nobody really knows where I am. So, really, I was really dumb. I'll be honest. But anyways, I'm running down this mountain and I'm like, okay. I think I saw a cabin. On my way out, I saw a cabin. So I'm running towards a cabin. Well, I haven't seen it at this point, but it's still a couple miles away. Just going down the mountain, being very careful on my footing until I round the corner and there's a cabin. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. I'm like, please let there be someone home. And there was a Toyota 4Runner in the in the driveway. And I was like, okay, there's got to be someone home. So I'm looking for the front door and I can't find it. So I have to end up going on the wraparound porch, climbing up the wraparound porch, and then walking around to the door. And I look through the window and someone's home. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. So I pound on the door and he opens the door and he's like, can I help you? And I was like, please. I'm stranded. My dirt bike broke down. I need to go back to camp. Could you give me a ride, please? And he's like, yeah, give me 1 minute. Here, come on in. So I come in and he's got 2 dogs and they come check me out. And I'm just like, I just slumped down on the floor, just soaking wet and freezing cold. And he's on the phone with a friend or something, like on a satellite phone. And yeah, so I wait for him to get off the phone, and I'm just sitting inside his cabin, and his cabin was nice and warm, and there was fire. It was really nice to find him. His name was Luke, and he lives in the mountains, all by himself. He was a retired retired avalanche rescue guy. He had done so many different things with like survival situations, so he was like an expert in the field. So really, like, I was so blessed to find him. We get loaded up in his Toyota 4Runner, and we go down the trail, and it probably took 45 minutes of driving to get back to camp. Meanwhile, it's pouring rain. We're plumping through puddles and bouncing around on the off-road trail. And when I get back to camp, my family runs out in the road, and they're like, stop. And they open the door, and they're like, can you help us find James? And I was like, I'm here. And they're like, oh my goodness, James, why you scared us? And I was like, I'm sorry. And I told him what was going on, but Luke saved my life, pretty sure. Like, if he wasn't there, I just have to keep running and eventually run out of energy, probably get too cold and get hypothermia. But I don't know, it was scary. My family helped me get warm around the fire. We built up the fire real big. I warmed up, and it was the nicest feeling to have dry clothes and to be curled up in my sleeping bag in my hammock for the night. I was so scared. And the next morning, I had to hitchhike back to my dirt bike with my brother's chain from his dirt bike so I could bring it back to camp, and so I wouldn't have to leave my dirt bike in the mountains forever. So yeah, next morning I hitchhiked to the bike, get my dirt bike, and fix it all up and drive it back, and that's basically the end of the story. But man, that was scary. It was a scary experience, I will admit. And it taught me some good lessons, like I should bring a space blanket, I should bring a rain jacket, I should check the weather, I should tell people where I'm going to go and what's my plan, because my family didn't know should they go clockwise or counterclockwise around the trail to look for me. Like, they didn't know. I didn't tell them. I was dumb. So I learned a lot from that experience, which is good. I got to learn easy from it. Nobody died. It sure was scary, but I made it, and I was able to learn. So I'm happy. Moving forward with those lessons, I can be a safer person, and just, yeah, don't make stupid decisions like me. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my story, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.